is whenever you feel nervous, whenever you want to talk and you're not sure what you're going to say, anytime that you feel nervous, this is a good dua to read. So the dua is رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُوا قَوْلِي. So once again, I'm reading it the third time. If everybody can read it with me. رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُوا قَوْلِي. Fatima, you want to read the translation for us?
Yes, okay. So the translation is, O my Lord, open my chest and ease my task for me. Remove the impediment from my speech so that they may understand what I say.
So it means, oh Allah, open my chest up. Don't make me nervous. وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي, and make things easy for me. Don't make things hard for me. وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي, make me speak clearly. Sometimes we might stutter, we might be nervous, we might mumble on our words. So make me speak clearly. يَفْقَهُوا قَوْلِي, and make people understand what I'm saying. So a very beautiful dua from the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Let's carry on with our story time. Story time, inshallah, we have Hannah. Assalamu alaikum, Hannah.
Walaikum assalam, Sheikh.
Hannah, you're going to be reading the story for us. Can you tell us the name of the story that you're going to be reading?
Yes, inshallah, we will be reading Musa alayhi salam's story. And I guess I'll get started. So about 3,000 years ago, Egypt was ruled by a very cruel king called Pharaoh or Pharaoh.
So a fun fact about Egypt is that the population is 104 million people. The capital is Cairo, and the official language that is spoken there is Arabic. The religion, so it's 90% of Muslims, and there are 130 pyramids in Egypt. And the most popular sport to play in Egypt is football, which is soccer. And then the kings of Egypt were called pharaohs.
Has anyone been to Egypt? Anyone been to Egypt on here? No? So Egypt, again, there's 104 million people. A lot of people live there. And what's the official language? What's the official language here in America? What do we speak here in America? What am I speaking right now? What's it called? Can somebody tell me?
English.
So the language that they speak in Egypt is a language of the Quran. And that's why 90% of the people in Egypt are Muslim. So 90%, pretty much everybody, almost everybody out of the 1.4 million people that are there, they are Muslims. Now, Egypt is known for the pyramids, right? So what does the pyramid look like? Like a big triangle, a huge triangle. And there are 130 pyramids out there. And the sport that they like to play, I like to play basketball. What do you like to play? What sport do you guys like to play? Can somebody tell me what sport you like to play? Somebody has their hand up. What's their name? I can't see a name there. Right here in the purple shirt. I don't see a name. What sport do you like to play? Is that Ibrahim?
Yes.
Ibrahim,
so my favorite sport is cricket.
Your favorite sport is cricket? Okay. Yes. And then let's go over here. I'm going to ask you to unmute, and then you can tell us what sport you like to play.
My favorite sport is soccer and cricket.
Soccer and cricket. And then right here, this cute little girl that's wearing a hijab. If you want to unmute yourself, or yes, there we go. Can you tell us what your favorite sport is?
Soccer.
You like soccer as well? Wow. Inai, do you play soccer?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have one more person with their hand up, and then inshallah we'll move ahead right here. I don't see a name there for some reason, but if you want to unmute yourself, yes. What's your favorite sport? Isa?
So I kind of like soccer, but my most favorite is football.
You like football? Do you like the Dallas Cowboys?
What?
Do you like the Dallas Cowboys?
I never heard of that.
No? Okay. Well, the Dallas Cowboys is a football team here in Dallas. Now, the kings of Egypt, all the kings were given a title. You know, we call the president, the leader of America, the president, or, you know, somewhere they have different names. The leaders or the kings of Egypt, they were all called pharaohs, right? So this was a little bit about Egypt. Let's carry on with our story.
One day, a court soothsayer told Pharaoh that the year a boy would be born among the tribe of the children of Israel would be destroyed, and his kingdom would be destroyed too. Enraged, Pharaoh ordered all newborn boys of the tribe to be killed. The children of Israel, already enslaved by Pharaoh, suffered the torment of seeing their newborn sons killed, while only their daughters were spared. So all of the sons were being killed, basically.
Every child that was born, if it was a boy, Pharaoh, this person was so evil. He killed all the boys, and only the girls were alive. For years and years, this happened. Why? Because there was a magician that said that a boy will come from Banu Israel, and this boy would take over the kingdom of Pharaoh. And Pharaoh, he had all the boys killed.
During these horrible times, a pious woman called Yukabid of the children of Israel gave birth to a beautiful boy who was named Musa alayhi salam. She was told by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this was a very special child who would one day become a great prophet. Allah inspired her to put him in a box, which she was to cast into the river Nile, with the promise that her baby would be safe. She obeyed Allah's order, and as the waves carried the box away, his sister kept a watch on it until it stopped at a bank near the royal palace.
Now, I want you guys to think about this. What's like the most precious thing that you have, like your favorite toy, or your favorite shirt, or your favorite dress, your favorite hijab, your iPad or your phone. Hopefully y'all don't have phones. But the most beloved thing to you, imagine taking that, putting it in a box and throwing it into the river, or putting it into the river. Like, that would take a lot of courage. You'd have to be very brave. Here, this lady, the mother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, she takes her baby, puts her baby in a box, and then puts it into the river. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired her. Because if they found out, then Pharaoh would have had the baby killed. And that's why she does this.
So the longest river in the world is the Nile, and it runs through Egypt. And the Nile River also runs through these 11 countries. And then more than 95% of the Egypt's population depends on its water and live within a few miles of the river banks.
So the river that she put Musa alayhi salatu wasalam in was called the Nile River. And the Nile River is the longest river in the world. And not only does it run through Egypt, but all these 11 countries that you see there, Tanzania, Uganda, Sudan, South Sudan, Kenya, Eritrea, Ethiopia, it runs through all of these 11 countries. And the river is so important to the people. So for us, if you need water, what do? You turn on the faucet, water comes out. For them, being close to the river so they can get water from the river is so important that 95% of the population of Egypt, of everybody that lives in Egypt, they live close to the river. That way they can get the water from the river Nile.
The box was eventually picked up by a member of Pharaoh's household and brought to the queen. The queen was a loving, kind-hearted woman. When she saw the baby, her heart was touched, and she exclaimed, "What a lovely child! Whoever sees him cannot but love him." Despite the king's objection, the queen decided to keep the baby in the palace and rear him as her own child. The Prophet Musa alayhi salam brought up with loving care by the queen and received the best education.
So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was actually raised in the palace of Pharaoh, in the palace of this evil, evil king. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was raised in his palace. And because he was raised there, he got the best of education, the best school, the best knowledge. He had special teachers. He learned everything because he was raised in the palace of the king. And this was all planned by who? Who planned this all? Who can tell me who planned it all?
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala planned it. So he was going to finish Fir'aun. He was going to, release all the people that Fir'aun was being bad to, but he was raised in the house of Fir'aun, and that's where he got education. Now, here's a question. Layla, what's this question?
How does education make us a better person?
Who wants to answer this? Learning, right? Whether you're reading Quran, whether you're doing your math homework, science, social studies, your vocabulary. How does this make you a better person? Anybody? Who wants to tell me? By learning, how does this make you a better person?
Well, that you learn more and you can tell people more about it.
Okay, so when you learn, you can teach others, right? So when you learn how to read, you then can teach your others how to read, right? If you have an older sister or older brother, they teach you how to read, or if you have your parents, they learn, so they teach you. Anybody else, how does learning make us better people?
It helps us learn Islam.
Sorry, Muad?
It makes you smarter.
It makes you smarter, right? So you learn how to be a good person. When you get education, you now understand how to be a good person, how to be kind, how to be forgive others, not to get angry. All of these things we learn from education. That's why it's really important that you do your homework. It's really important that you pay attention in class. It's really important that you learn to read Quran. And that's why we're here right now. We're here right now to learn from the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and the best of stories. Ibrahim, you had your hand up. Ibrahim, if you want to tell us what your answer, how do we become a better person?
Yeah. For example, just like I know somebody and then somebody does not know how to read, I can tell them, and then somebody tells them, then them. So how much you learn, the person gets more learning, and then it spreads in the whole world.
It spreads from one person to another person. So Alina teaches me, I teach Fatin teaches Hannah, she teaches Layla, then it goes on to the next person, to Ibrahim to Kamran, to Isa. So it's like everybody keeps teaching one another and everybody gets better and better. Let's carry on with our story.
At one point in Musa alayhi salam's life, he accidentally killed someone. Pharaoh intended to slay him because he killed someone. Therefore, Musa alayhi salam quietly left the city and journeyed to Madian, where he met the Prophet Shu'aib alayhi salam and married his daughter.
So this part tells us that when Musa alayhi salam, when he was a prophet, there were other prophets as well. So here he meets another prophet by the name of Shu'aib alayhi salam. So when Musa alayhi salam was a prophet, there were actually three different prophets. One was Musa, then Shu'aib. Anyone know another prophet that was alive at that time? I'll give a hint. He was related to Musa alayhi salam. Another prophet who was related to Musa alayhi salam. What's his name? What's the prophet's name that was related to Musa alayhi salam? Alive at the same time.
Ibrahim alayhi salam.
Ibrahim alayhi salam, he came before. Here, I'll give another hint. Right?
Isa alayhi salam.
Isa alayhi salam is after, but who was the brother of Musa alayhi salam? Does anyone know who the brother of Musa alayhi salam was? The brother of Musa alayhi salam was also a prophet. What was his name?
Ayyub alayhi salam.
Not Ayyub alayhi salam. Ayyub alayhi salam, they're from the same family, but we're looking for his brother. Who was his brother? Ibrahim?
Harun.
Harun alayhi salam, yes. So you have three prophets that were alive. Musa alayhi salam, his brother Harun alayhi salam, and then Shu'aib alayhi salam. Now Musa alayhi salam, he made a mistake and he accidentally did something wrong. And Fir'aun said that, oh, I'm going to punish you. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he leaves Egypt and he goes to a place called Madian. And when he gets to Madian, he meets Shu'aib alayhi salam and he marries the daughter of Shu'aib alayhi salam.
Allah does not hold us accountable for things we do by mistake.
Right. So anything that you do by mistake, let's say, for example, you're sitting at the dinner table and you accidentally drop the water, or you accidentally push your brother or push your sister. Anything that we do by mistake, Allah forgives us. But the things that we do intentionally, on purpose, your mom calls you or your mom tells you, go clean your room. And you're like, I don't want to. That's Allah's going to hold us accountable for that. But the things that we do by mistake, Allah forgives us. So that's why it's important to make sure that you don't do things intentionally, on purpose. But if they happen by mistake, then that's okay. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive us for that.
After spending some years in the beautiful valley of Madian, Musa alayhi salam returned with his family to Egypt. They traveled slowly towards Mount Sinai, passing through awesome landscapes of desert and rock.
Right. Now, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam went towards Mount Sinai. This mountain is actually, it sounds familiar. Have we heard of this mountain somewhere else? Maybe like in the Quran? Wait, is it surah time? It's surah time. Kamran, Hani Kamran, can you read a surah for us that has the name of this mountain, Mount Sinai, where Musa alayhi salam went?
Yep, I sure can, Chief. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذب بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
Anyone else know this surah? So this surah is called surah. Give me a big thumbs up if you know this surah. I know this surah, so I'm going to put my thumbs up. If you know this surah, go ahead and put your thumbs up. This surah is called Surah Teen, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ. Mount Sinai, وَطُورِ سِينِينَ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes the oath of the Mount Sinai where Musa alayhi salatu wasalam went. All right, let me have somebody read this surah for us. Somebody that knows this surah. Let me have somebody that knows this surah read this surah. Anybody want to read the surah? All right, right here. I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. Go ahead and unmute and read for us.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والتين والزيتون والطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما
يكذبك
بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
MashaAllah, great job. So this is our surah for today. Right, we're going over the surah Teen, and the reason why we're going over this surah is this is from the story of Musa alayhi salam. So far, let's think about it. We did a dua from the story of Musa alayhi salam, and that dua was رَبِّ اشْرَحْ لِي صَدْرِي وَيَسِّرْ لِي أَمْرِي وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُ قَوْلِي. And the surah that we did today is وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينَ لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ ثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ سَافِلِينَ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَلَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونٍ فَمَا يُكَذِّبُكَ بَعْدُ بِالدِّينِ أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِأَحْكَمِ الْحَاكِمِينَ. So this is our surah of the day and our story of the day. Let's go back to our surah and our dua. Let's go back to the story.
One cold winter evening, as it grew darker and a cool breeze began to blow, they seemed to have lost their way. Musa alayhi salam looked around and noticed a fire quite far away on the side of a mountain. He said, "Wait here, look, I can see a fire in the distance. Perhaps I can find out where we are, or at least get a burning brand to warm ourselves with."
So it was really cold, and Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was looking for a way to warm himself and his family. Wait, wasn't it really cold recently here as well? And there was like snow in Dallas and a lot of snow, and it was freezing outside.
I wore like 2 dresses.
You wore your dresses, Khadija? That's good. That will keep you warm. Can anybody else tell me what they did to stay warm during the winter snowstorm?
I wore 2 pants.
You wear 2 pants? Okay, that's gonna keep you warm too. Anybody else?
I wear 3 socks.
You were?
I wear 3 socks.
3 pairs of socks?
We got 2 shirts and 2 pants.
2 shirts and 2 pants. Anybody stay inside the house because it was really cold, and then stay by the fireplace?
Inside, but I played in the.
You played in the snow?
I had to wear 2 gloves.
2 gloves? What about anybody have like hot chocolate to keep them warm?
No.
No hot chocolate? Hot chocolate keeps them warm.
I did. 1 cup. I do. I did.
So
I did.
this is how Musa alayhi salam kept himself and his family warm, but he went to go look for this fire. Now when he goes to look for the fire, let's read what happens.
As Musa alayhi salam reached the source of the light, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke to him and gave him wisdom and miracles. Allah told him that he had chosen him as his messenger and commanded him to go with these signs and give his message to Pharaoh, who made himself a bad guy in the land.
And that is our story. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he went there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him knowledge, and he said to Musa alayhi salam, you must go to Pharaoh and you must put a stop to Pharaoh of all the evil and the bad things that he was doing. Now, from this story, it's a cool story, but what are some lessons that we can learn from it? Layla, can you read some lessons that we have from the story?
So some lessons that we learn from the story is that there is nothing or no one more powerful than Allah. Whatever Allah wills will happen. Allah has the protector. He should always trust in Allah. We should always trust in Allah. Allah will always do whatever is best for us, and Allah is the best planner.
So let's go over that again. There is nothing and no one that is more powerful than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you don't thought that, no, I'm the most powerful and I am the king. He said, Ana rabbukum al-a'la, I am the greatest Lord. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most powerful. Then whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants something to happen, that will happen. Right? So Pharaoh tried to kill all the babies, but Musa alayhi salatu wasalam was still safe. And Allah is the best of protectors. He protects all of us and makes sure all of us are safe. And we should always put our trust in Allah. You know, Musa alayhi salam's mother, she trusts Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's where she put her baby in this in the river. She had trust in Allah. So we should always be sure that we trust Allah as well. And then Allah will always do what is best for us. He will open ways. And the final lesson to remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. Now, it's arts and crafts time. All right. So arts and crafts, we have Alina that will lead us and tell us what we're going to be doing. We have a supply list. So you should have some of these supplies lying around. If you want to go ahead and quickly grab them, Alina, what are they going to need for today's arts and crafts?
So you'll need 2 different colored of construction paper. So I have purple and green. You're gonna need white paper, a red marker, and a black marker or pen, and a glue stick, and also scissors.
Right. So you need 2 different colored construction papers, white paper, black and red marker, glue stick, and if you don't have them, it's okay. We can make it work, right? We'll work something out. So if you want to quickly go grab some of these things, Alina is going to show us how to make our craft today. Alina, you want to take over and show us the craft?
Yes. So I already made one for an example, and it's a snake. And Hannah, can you explain why we're making a snake?
Yes, I will explain why we are making a snake. So during, it wasn't mentioned in the book, but during the lifespan of Musa alayhi salam, there was a point where he realized he was in a conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he was really confused and nervous because he was approaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the first time. And so to like make himself feel calm, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked Musa alayhi salam about something he is very familiar with. And he asks, "What is that in your right hand, Musa?" Musa simply replies, he said, "It is my staff. I lean upon it, and I bring down leaves for my sheep, and I have therein other uses." So after answering this question, he goes on to say what it's for and its benefits, but then stops himself and he realizes he's saying more than what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked. So he doesn't want this special conversation to end because it's his first time talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so that's why he keeps on adding like more details to his answer, but he doesn't want the conversation to end at the same time. So after a moment of silence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Throw it down, Musa alayhi salam." And he just explained how useful and great this stick, his staff, was. But Allah is suddenly telling him to throw it down on the ground. And so, it's almost like saying, see, like I love my phone so much. If I was told I had to throw it down, I would probably cry because it's going to break. And so Musa alayhi salam is like, how can I throw it down? Like, this is something that means so much to me because it's my personal use. I use it all the time. And so you handle such possessions with the utmost care. And so asking Musa alayhi salam to drop the staff was like willingly telling us to drop our phones despite the likelihood of it smashing. But despite like not wanting to throw it down, he did it because he knew Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was the Almighty. So he threw it down and therefore a snake appeared and it started moving swiftly around him. And he saw that the staff that belonged to him, something that was really comfortable with, suddenly turned into a snake. And it was a very frightening and dangerous snake. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Seize it and do not fear it, because it will return to its former condition." So Musa alayhi salam agrees and picks it up. But remember, this is a very scary snake, and he's never done something like this before. So he eventually picks it up, and he realizes that it turned back into the staff. The snake was gone. It was now back to his stick that he uses for his personal use. And so this shows that, of course, Musa alayhi salam trusted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and did pick it up because it would turn back into a staff. And so just like Sheikh Mubin mentioned about Musa alayhi salam putting her baby into the river and not knowing where it was going, this goes back to that we need to trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala despite our situation, just like the command with the staff turning into the snake.
So,
Yeah.
how many of y'all are scared of snakes? I'm scared of snakes, right? I'm not scared of many things, but snakes are on that list, right? So
I'm
just
not
like Musa alayhi salam,
Snake.
Musa alayhi salam was scared. I was scared as well, but the snake
I'm
was
scared of snakes.
good. You're not scared of snakes? If you're not scared of snakes, mashallah. But here in the story, we learned that the snake wasn't something bad. It was a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why today we're gonna make paper snakes from the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. And Aline is gonna show us. Hopefully everybody had some time to get two different colors of construction paper, a white piece of paper, a black and red marker, a glue stick, because that's what we're going to be using. Alina, if you can show us how to make this paper snake.
Okay, so has everybody gotten their materials?
And a pair of scissors.
Yeah, and
I
a pair.
need a glue stick.
Okay, so we're gonna be making this, and I don't know if you guys have ever made one of these chains before, maybe in school. You've never? Okay. So, well, it's time to learn. So basically, so you're gonna take one of your pieces of paper, hold it up to the camera so I can see. Okay, and so you're gonna fold like this, like a thick piece. So this will be the head of the snake. Okay, good job, Anaya. Looking good. Okay, Ibrahim, what do you have? Do you have a question?
So my question is, are we going to do with two papers or just only one of the paper?
Just fold one of this for now. Just one paper, not the other one.
Okay.
This will be the head of the snake. Okay, everybody got it. Good job, guys. Okay, now if you have scissors, then you can cut it out. But if you don't have scissors, then you can just fold it really good and rip it. So we'll wait for everybody to catch up. Issa, do you have a question?
Are you supposed to cut to the head?
No, you just cut a strip like this.
Oh, so
You just cut it like that.
cut on the piece.
Yes.
Done. Can you just raise your hand so we know?
Or just hold it up to the screen so I can see everybody's pieces. Anaya, do you have a question?
Yes.
Mhm.
So do we cut this part?
Yeah, just cut it like this. On the line, you see the line where you folded it? Just cut it over there. So you have a piece like this. Okay, looking good.
There's also a museum in Turkey that has like, I think, one thing that belongs to a prophet.
Really? I think I've
It
been
has
there
Musa-
actually.
It has Musa alayhi salam's staff too.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. We should all go one day. Okay,
And
is everybody done?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, now just put it aside. We're gonna use this later. So then just take the same paper that you have, but instead of folding it this way, we're gonna fold it like this. Okay? So let me show you how thin you should fold it. Don't fold it too thick or your snake will be really fat and we don't want a fat snake. So like this. And then you just keep folding. Like, have you ever made one of those paper fans? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Where you fold it like this and then you turn it over and you fold it over. So let me show you and then you guys can do it. Like this. So see, I folded it like this once and then I turned it around and then I folded it like this. Is anybody confused? Ibrahim, do you have a question?
So my question is that I'm confused that like this way or this way.
Like this. So this is it's long like this, right? Like this.
Yeah.
So you're gonna fold it like this so the strips are long.
So
Like
I
hamburger style.
Like no, hot dog style. Hot dog style.
Yeah, hot dog. There you go.
like I fold it like lightly.
Or you can fold it tightly, it's fine. So does everybody see what I'm doing? Okay, so just keep doing that till the end of the paper. Anaya, do you have a question?
So our other piece like this, is it supposed to be like this? Like it can open like this, or it should be a single one without like opening?
Just keep it like that. I think you did it for now. We'll go over in the next step. So just wait until everybody is done so that we can move on to the next step. Okay.
Ibrahim, you have a question?
Yes, so my question is first I go front and then bend it with the back
Yes, exactly.
and then keep doing it.
Yeah, keep doing that until the end of the paper.
Okay.
Okay. So does everybody have something like this? Ooh, it's looking really good, guys. Mashallah. Okay, so now we're gonna put this aside again and do the same thing for our other color paper. So remember, don't fold it like this, fold it this way. Just gonna do the same thing. This time we don't have to cut out a piece because there's only one head on a snake. Unless it's a double-headed snake, which we're not making. Okay. Ibrahim, do you have a question?
Yeah, so one thing I did, I went back and then it looks like very small.
Yeah, I think yours is a little too, your strips are a little too thick. So if you could fold them thinner, you can, but that can still work. We're not gonna, then your snake just won't be as long. It's fine. There's a lot of short snakes too. It's okay if your folds aren't perfect. Mine aren't either. So, is everybody done? If you're not done, it's okay. We can wait. When you're done, just hold it up so I can see. Ooh, Naya looking good. Haika, is that how you say your name? Haika. Looking really good. Good job. Saud looking good. Noura looking good. Ibrahim, do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm very bad at paper snakes. Yeah, so
It's okay, Ibrahim. It's okay. We're just having fun. So don't worry about if you're having some difficulty. That's okay. All you gotta do is fold it in whatever shape. It doesn't matter if it's too long or it's thick. It's fine, right? So inshallah, just follow along and whatever. Do your best, and that'll be great. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Don't worry about it.
You'll have a snake by the end of it, for sure. Okay. So now whoever's finished, you guys can start cutting out all these strips. You don't have to cut out all of them, but just as many as you want. And cut your other paper too.
Make sure you are not using a really sharp pair of scissors because that can be dangerous.
Be careful.
Be very careful. You want to keep all your fingers, right? So at the end, we want to make sure everybody has 10 fingers, and we have a snake.
Anaya, do you have a question?
Yes. Do we cut our strips
Yes, that's exactly.
from our first paper or second paper?
Both.
Okay.
So, do you have a question?
Do you have to cut both or one?
Both of them. Because our snakes are going to be 2 different colors. Has anybody ever seen a snake before? You have? You said you have? What did it look like?
It looked very long, especially the king cobra.
Ooh. Where'd you see it?
Like it's the second longest of everything on Earth.
What?
Humans are animals, so it was kind of like even longer than the human. It was 2 of the tallest people in the world.
Wow. Did you see it in a museum?
I saw it at the Dallas Zoo.
So our snakes aren't going to be that long, and our snakes are not going to be scary either, right? We're going to have happy snakes. Our snakes won't bite, so don't worry about that, inshallah. They might crawl around your bedroom, but they won't bite.
They will not bite you.
So we can pretend they're biting.
Or if you want. But our snakes aren't mean, so they won't bite anybody. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. So once you're done, just put everything down so I know that you're done.
I want to cut both of my papers, so I'll need to do this much too.
Mm-hmm.
Ibrahim, did you have another question?
Oh,
Yeah, so one side is super bendy and one side is not.
That's okay. That shouldn't do anything in the end. You'll still have a snake.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So what I do with this part?
You can still use that. You can use that in the snake.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you have a question?
You mean like see a snake in real life or anywhere?
Can you repeat that?
Like, do you mean if you've seen a snake in real life or anywhere?
This is not going to be a real snake. We're making a snake.
No,
out of-
he's asking like when you ask the question like, have you seen a snake?
Oh,
do you
yeah,
mean, like,
real life. in
Anywhere
real life.
or just in real life? Like
In real
anywhere,
life.
like a book or video game?
In real life. Have you ever seen a snake in real life, Saud?
No.
No?
I did 2 times. I was in the garage and then with my mom.
I did.
Yeah, I was in the garage with my mom. We were going somewhere, and then in the garage there was
Mom, the iPad is asking something.
snake, and my mom is like, ah! And she scared me. I was like, ah!
Oh my god.
And then we screamed and came home in 20 seconds.
There was a snake in your garage? That's so scary.
Yeah, something in the sticky pads. It just,
Oh wow.
but it was this small.
What color was it?
It was kind of like the bull python color, like a little brownish black dot.
Wow.
And then when my dad was trying to get it, it was moving.
Oh. Oh my god, it's so scary.
So he had to take the other sticky pad and then press it and then like smash it and then put it in the garbage can. And then the second time we did, my mom and dad were out somewhere, and then she saw another this much like the bull python kind of color, and then she was super scared, so she went inside, and then I came, and then my dad it was also moving when my dad was taking it.
Have you finished cutting your strips yet?
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody finished cutting their strips?
Yeah. I saw King Cobra.
I have one more paper. I have one more paper to cut.
Oh, okay. So for everybody who's finished, let me tell you the next step. So you get your glue stick. Everybody have their glue sticks? Okay.
I'm not done.
Okay. Who's speaking right now? Is it a yawn? It's okay. You can just catch up. It's not a big step. Don't worry. Okay. So you're going to put glue on the end of the strip like this. So like that. And then once you have the glue on the end of the strip, take the other end and stick it on like that. So it makes a circle. Does everybody see what I'm doing? Fatin, good job. Noura, good job. Isa, good job. Looking good. Good job, Hani. Good job, Ibrahim. Good job, Haika. Looking really, really good. Okay. So then, since this one is green, I'm going to take a purple one next. And I'm going to link it through like this, like put it through like this. And then I'm going to put glue on this end.
Anna, you have a question?
Oh, yeah. And then I'm stick it like this.
In the first step, which strip do we get?
Any color that you want.
Okay.
You can start with either color, doesn't matter. So it looks something like this.
I meant to say that which one do we get? I mean, like the strips that we cut it, or the one we did at the very beginning.
Just leave the one at the very beginning to the side.
Okay.
The ones that you just cut is the ones that you should be using.
Oh, okay.
So, and then you just continue alternating the colors until how you get your snake however long you want it. Since we're kind of short on time, you might want to make your snake a little short. We're not going to have any like cobras.
Know how much a bald pythons are? 4 feet to 6 feet. That equals 10 feet long.
I think it's either like 4, 5, or 6 feet.
A cobra is like 18, 12, or 10 feet.
Oh my god, that's so long. I think
Like,
ours
as in you want us to make our snake short? Like, do you basically mean like just make a few links right now, make the face on whichever end you want, and then extend it later? basically?
Yeah,
Okay.
if you want.
So let's do 5 links, and then we'll add on the head. And then later on, you can add on as much as you want
Mm-hmm.
afterwards.
How will we do it if we have the head on already?
Then you use the backside, the tail. So then you keep adding it on
Yeah.
to the tail and keep going.
Ibrahim, I see your head. So add it to the one, add it to the other side. The one that you're like this finger, that side. No, the other one. Other side. Yes, that one. Other side. Other side. Yes, that one. Add it to that one. Okay, good. Naya, you were so fast. Good job. It looks so good. Mashallah.
So Alina, we have some white paper. What's the white paper for?
So the white paper we're going to use for the eyes and the tongue. So if you see on mine, it's a little scary. But snakes are supposed to be scary, even though this one is nice.
So can we draw a smiley face on there as well?
Yeah, you can draw a smiley face. I finished mine in like 10 minutes. That's why it kind of looks a little weird.
Can we add decorations later, like
Yeah.
to make it look like a rattlesnake, like add the rattle at the tail?
Yes.
So later on, you can color your snake. You can, add anything you like onto it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not looking for perfect snakes. If you're having some trouble, that's okay. That's fine. Inshallah, we're just putting together this arts and craft from the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So whatever, again, if you're having trouble, don't worry about it. It's okay.
All right. So who's done? Naya, are you done? It looks good. Did you add your head on it? Yeah. Okay. So this is how mine looks like. This is the head because it's a little thicker. Okay, so I guess I'll just wait for everybody to be finished. Hani made a necklace. Okay, so once you're done with that, then it's time to cut out some circles on your white paper, and these are going to be the eyes. And once you've cut out the circles, then you can use your black marker and draw in the eyeballs or the pupils. And then you can use the red marker to draw on the tongue on your snake. Anaya, do you have a question?
So which one was the head?
It's just a thicker piece of paper, but if you didn't cut the thicker piece of paper, then you can just put it on the thinner piece.
So was it like so was it like this one?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's good. You can put it on there.
Aika, you're showing your
Oh,
snake.
good.
So it's actually better than Hani's, okay? So if Hani says that his snake is better, your snake is better.
Your snake is really good. It's so cute. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Or you could do what Haika did and you can just draw the eyes and the mouth right on the snake. I think that's what I'm going to do too. All right. Anaya, you should draw your face on now. You see? On the white paper. Oh, you're finished. It looks so good. I love it. I love your colors too. Ibrahim, do you have a question?
Yeah, I got a lot of questions.
It's okay.
Yeah, because I'm doing the first time. So
Yeah.
one thing is that how many how many circles do we have to put?
Well, you should. That's good for now. You can start drawing your face,
150?
and then you'll be done.
Like 100 or 150?
I don't think you should do 100. That's a little like too many. But that looks good. Your snakes look really good right now. Just draw your face on, and it'll be done.
Okay. How do I make the face?
So you just draw 2 eyes, and then the red marker, you can use that to draw the tongue or the smiley face, whatever you want.
I did one big problem.
Excuse me.
You have one big problem? What, Anaya?
What's the black paper for?
The black pen?
I don't have a pen.
It's okay. It's okay. You could just draw it with your other pen. You can draw the mouth. Yeah, you can draw that. That's good. A red marker. I have a red marker too. Just looks. It looks like it's black, but it's actually red. Okay. Nora, looks so good.
Now I'm making a smiley. Now I'm making Thank you.
No problem. Looks really good.
Fun fact about snakes, the triangle of faceless snakes are poisonous, and then the other oval ones are not poisonous.
Oh, I didn't know that. You know,
my dad told me. He has seen snakes for a long, long time.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He also
everybody's snakes look so good.
Okay, I got a big problem.
Yeah, what's your big problem?
Okay, so do you remember I cut out the face? It's actually I used it.
Oh, it's okay. You could just put it on the either end. Just draw some eyes and a mouth.
Hey, I can use this one.
Yeah, you can use that one.
Do that.
Perfect.
Except this is big. These are small.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then it's going to be a big mouth snake, and that's going to be scary. Hey, I can do one thing.
Do you have to use the white paper for the eyes and
no, you can just draw it.
Or can you draw it?
You can just draw it.
I can do one thing. Is that why did I close my blue set?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is everybody finished with their snake?
I'm not really.
Anaya, your snake looks really good.
I'm not even really almost finished with my snake.
No, you just need to draw the face and then you'll be done.
Oh my gosh. Okay, glue is pretty sticky.
Yeah, it is really sticky.
I have a question.
Who's talking? Yeah, say your question.
My question is like I'm done putting the rings in, but where do I put like the face?
You can put it on either end of the thing. It doesn't matter if it's thin or if it's thick. You can put it on this end or you can put it on this end.
Oh, okay.
It'll look like a snake. Ayan, your snake is really good. It looks really good. Okay, everybody's snakes look really good. Haika, your snakes look really good. It's so long. Good job. I like button snake too. Yeah. Okay. So now that oh, Isa, do you have a question?
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say there are 2 Isas on here, and one of the the other Isa is my friend, and it's his birthday today.
Really? Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Isa!
MashaAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Not me.
How old are you turning?
7.
I'm 7.
Oh.
MashaAllah, so we're gonna make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a long life full of happiness and iman, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you everything that you want in this dunya. So inshallah, everybody will be wrapping up with
It's
their
his birthday.
Now I know it's my turn. And now it's my turn.
Okay.
Tell everybody we should be wrapping up. Lena, are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go. If
Nice.
everybody finished their snakes, you can just add whatever you want on it later. But
So
it's
be
time.
sure to color them, make them look nice and pretty. A nice smiley face. If you have some glue, maybe glue on some glitter, and make it all sparkly. Make it look a little beautiful. But inshallah, we're gonna be wrapping up. Just to recap some of the things that we went over today. Today, from the best of stories, we talked about the story of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran. We went over a dua, and the dua was of Musa alayhi salam, where Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Oh Allah, Rabbi shrah li sadri, oh Allah, open my heart. Wa yassir li amri, and make things easy for me. Wahlul uqdatan min lisani, and make me speak clearly, remove the knot from my heart. Yafqahu qawli, so that people understand what I'm saying. We went through the story of Musa alayhi salam. There are so many lessons that we took from the story, and we also learned the surah from the story of Musa alayhi salam, which is Surah Teen, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ. Because we went over the story of Musa alayhi salam going to the Mount Sinai, which is the mount that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Teen. So once again, jazakallah khair everybody for joining in. Hopefully everybody had a great time. I know we did. Hopefully you enjoyed making the craft with us, learning with us. Inshallah, we will see y'all again next month or next time whenever we have the best of stories. Thank you everybody for joining in, especially all the volunteers that have helped. We have Alina, we have Fatin, we have Hani, we have Layla. We also have Hannah who read the story for us, and everybody who helped out behind the scenes. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair to all the little ones that joined us today. Inshallah, we will see you again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Excuse me.